Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Me, Myself and I series, a series in which I do talk about my life. I'm 26 years old, I've lived a lot-ish, I'm 26 anyway, so I've pointed out a numerous amount of times. I've also got a child, a fiance, I've had loads of family trouble. In the last episode we did talk about my career and stuff like that, only briefly skirted over it, and if this video, which is going to be talking about my family, does over go over, I will go back and revisit it again in the next episode. If not, we'll talk about something else. If you lot have got any subjects you want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section below. That'd be very much appreciated. As you can see, the team we're coming up against is pretty beastly. We are playing in the Gold Cup as well, and we are using a team with Vieri and Sau up front. If you want any ultimate team coins, make sure you check out FIFAcoinstash.com for a fast and reliable coin service. Their link is in the description down below. So, after saying all that, if you lot want to watch the game, you're more than welcome to. It is on Next Gen FIFA 14, but if not, you can put it on in the background and just listen away, because today we're going to talk about family. Now, I'm 26. I've lived... I've been alive for 26 years. Have had a lot of shit with family and stuff like that. And that's basically what we're going to talk about. Hopefully these issues I do discuss with you, maybe you can it can help you in some way. It'd be nice to know that what I've done, he's on score from that. No, he's not. Cleared. Hopefully if you lot need it or something, I can point you in the direction and stuff. So, we're going to talk about my family while we just throw the ball out to Daniel Sturridge, who whips it in, but we clear it. So, back in the day, me mum and dad, they weren't really talkative with other people. They were very quiet, kept themselves to themselves, did dead end jobs really. I don't think they would mind me saying that. My mum and dad worked at strange places, like my dad was a delivery. They never held a job down for over a year and stuff. And when I got sent to school and stuff like that, it was I was a bit of a ragger. I didn't have any money and stuff. My parents were always in debt, and when you're young, that sort of stuff leaves an impression on you. And it did do with me, especially being skint and stuff. It was quite annoying, quite a rough time. Like, I remember not getting my PlayStation 2 until like 3 years after it was released and stuff. So, going back to what they did and things like that, like, they had jobs they would claim on the dole, and it would give you a bad name at school. It does take you on to obviously the bullying stage of things, but we'll save that for another episode, that's for sure. We're getting our ass handed to us here. So there's other things apart from that. So that was a brief impression to my dad and my mum. They were just working dead-end jobs, not doing much, and leaving me to myself, which is probably where I got my gaming addiction from. Like, I would play games a hell of a lot, go into my room, stay in my room, and their relationship was quite a violent relationship as well. Obviously, we all know about domestic abuse and stuff. Well, that did happen, and unfortunately, I was a witness to it. So, talking over that. Now, if I get a bit misled, it's because it's not really a subject I've talked about before, is domestic abuse. But you didn't really see it as that when you were younger. Like, I caught my dad fucking levering my mum, and my dad used to lever. Like, if I did anything wrong or did anything out the way of the ordinary, which he didn't like, I would get a fucking belt to my ass. Now, some people may say that was it was good. But nowadays it's frowned upon like fuck. If anyone you see does it, it's fucking like instant jail in it and stuff like that. So I had a bad upbringing with my dad, violent with my mum and stuff. But as regards to him hitting me, the way I see it is that he was putting me in line. And to be fair, after getting a belt to the back of the ass or anything like that, you would go on, yeah, usually you put that in. You would never do it again, and I didn't do stuff again. But it changes your whole being, yourself. Like, if you can't do stuff and you're worried about getting fucking battered or like put in a situation you don't want to be, you become a very quiet person. Now, me being me now, you lot know me as talking on 2 videos a day, talking on the stream daily, and being quite a talkative, fun person. But when I was younger and when I was at school, I was very, very quiet. Didn't say boo to a goose. And I remember working at Comet, I was a very quiet person. Kept myself to myself. And that was because I didn't want to step out of line, because I knew what would be waiting for me. And that did fuck up with my head. But the relationship with my mum and dad did come to an end. They got a divorce when we were young. Obviously, there was tears there and stuff like that. But it was one of the things where you thought, fuck it, they're not together. There's going to be no abuse or anything like that. There's going to be no, hopefully, no repercussions of it and things like that. He's going to score now. No, he's not. He's still not scored. I don't know how he's not scored, but he should have. So they split up. My dad got a 2-bedroom flat, and we lived on quite a rough estate as well in Kendal. Well, I don't know if it is rough. Go on, Sal. Bang. And he moved into a 2-bedroom flat, and the benefits I saw from him moving out was maybe when I did see him, I would get more quality time from him, which did happen temporarily. I used to Sky school and Sky, just Sky, the normal Sky. It was like, oh, he's got Sky, I'll go down to his house and Sky while he's at work and watch TV. And maybe double lots of Christmas. You never know. These are the things you look at when you're young. Because I was about 16 to 15 then, and go on, Vieri, great cross. Oh, how are you not getting your head on that? Go on. Bang. Oh my god. But they still, like, I didn't know this until quite a long time afterwards, but them two still continued to see each other behind back. And the reason they were split up was not because they didn't love each other. Well, it's like, how can you love each other? I mean, knocking them around type thing. But they were still seeing each other, and the reason they were seen as divorced or separated was so they could claim more money. Now, I've always paid my way, never been in debt or anything like that, and I never want to be. I want to be clear. I don't own any credit cards. I think the only thing I've got on credit is my mobile phone, but as you... Ooh. Trumpet? Nah, I've completely failed. Penalty. That's a penalty. Yeah, rescue the penalty. So seeing them in debt, seeing them struggling, seeing my whole, looking at it now, they were fucked up. What they were doing was completely fucked up, and no one should have been in that situation. Now, if any of you guys are in a domestic abuse situation or benefit thing, just keep out of it. Don't do anything, because when I turned 16, I was in debt. That was a brilliant penalty by Vieri. I was blacklisted. The houses which I previously lived at with my mum and dad were blacklisted, and it was annoying turning 16, thinking you're a free man and you're able to move on. But going back, so we hit 16. They were pissing around. They moved back in and stuff like that. But they were still claiming benefits when they shouldn't have been, and it was annoying for me to see, like, getting free school meals at school. When they could, when they were getting more money than they should have and stuff. It's morally wrong, and that's probably why I've changed a lot. That's a free kick. Changed a lot to the way I see the world now, is because of that. Because I want to live my own way. I've got Jack and Natalie now. I make sure that's a penalty. That should have been. I make sure Jack and Natalie are well done, and then everything else is just for me, and keeping the family, keeping the house above my family's head and looking after that. And that's the way they should have been with me and my sister, but they weren't. So when it come to getting my first job and being at college and stuff, I worked at Comet. All my money which I earned was off commission and stuff like that, and they would take like 75% of my money which I earned, which I paid tax on, and it was quite painful. Well, I saw it as the norm, if you know what I mean. Ooh, that was nearly a nice hit. I saw it as the norm for them to take money off me. Well, they saw it as bored because I was over 16, so they claimed it as bored and took most of my money. So I still didn't have anything to spend, and I just sat in my room playing the Master League and shit like that. Now, this is coming off as quite a miserable story, but my life isn't miserable. It's just one of them things where I like to talk about it, and I'm going to do it with you. If you guys have got anything to say to me, do let me know in the comment section below. But all you got to see is that I may be saying negative stuff now about my life and my family. That my dad, mum and dad did do good by some ways, but most of them they did not. They made me. That was a nice header. They made me look at things differently, and that's the person I am now. So anyway, back to family. When I turned 17, the internet was invented. Well, the internet was around anyway, but there was AOL chat rooms. Now, we got internet in our house. Obviously, AOL chat rooms. My dad went on them, and he did actually find a woman to talk to. He talked to a few women. He disappeared for weekends to sleep with them and stuff. It was pretty ridiculous, looking back on it now. And we were just left at home with mum and stuff. And because my dad was doing that, my mum started doing it as well. So we're dating on the internet, just random strangers around the world. And after leaving Comet, I went to work at Stagecoach. And as I just started my apprenticeship at Stagecoach, my mum packed the bags in the middle of the night with my sister. I took my sister out of school, who suffered with dyslexia anyway. I took her out of school, got no grades at school, and she was taken away to Ireland, where my mum met this disabled guy in Ireland and went to be his boyfriend, basically. And she just fucked off in the middle of the night, took my full wages and disappeared, left me and my dad with loads of debt. And when you're 60, how old was I? I was 17. When you're 17 and you're having to fend for someone who's heartbroken like my dad was, and look after the whole household, as well as pay bills, because my dad wasn't working then, he was signed off with depression and stuff, but I still continued to work with my apprenticeship wage at Stagecoach. And it was just a bad time for me. But not long after that, my dad did disappear off to Wales. One of the women who he met in Wales, he disappeared over there and left me in Kendal with my nan. Now, that's not a bad thing. My nan's fucking awesome. She looked after me so much. She put a house over my head. She charged me rent, obviously, because I had a full-time job. And I got my life sorted. I met Natalie in due course. I will save that for another story, obviously, when we talk about Natalie. That is terrible defending by him. Don't know what he was doing. And my dad fucked off to Wales. Now, that was the end of it. I cut all ties with my mum and my dad. Well, not my dad, I still spoke to my dad, but I cut all ties with mum as she stole off me. Didn't really fucking like it. So I cut all ties with them, and I disappeared. I stayed in Kendal, sorted out my own life. Mum was in Wales, dad was in Wales, mum was in Ireland, and my sister was in Ireland. Didn't want anything to do with them. I just wanted to get on, sort my life out, and that's what I did. I did actually start coming out of my shell then as well, because when you turn 18, you do start finding the pub, and you do start talking to friends and women, etc, etc, and it is a lot of fun. I can see this guy rage quitting if I do continue to batter him, because he's quite an easy opponent. So, a few years later, my mum tried to get in contact with me. But because of all this splitting and stuff, and me not wanting to talk to my mum, it caused a lot of tension with my grandparents. Now, my grandparents are quite proud people. They hate family disputes, and because of what was happening around them, it did annoy them and cause them a lot of pain and anguish, as you want to put it. But me being me, I didn't see why I had to get involved with my mum again after what she had done. Not just to me, but my dad, and left us in loads of debt, and lost the house and lost everything. Really, it was it's annoying looking at it. It's very difficult for me to talk about. Like, I'm a person who doesn't really discuss things with Natalie ourselves, but I find the best form of getting stuff out is talking, and I've only got one of them people in my life. And he was actually my mentor at Stagecoach, who taught me all my trade. I would usually talk to him, but it's about time I come out and openly talk about it, because me talking about it may help someone, and that's a nice thing to know, innit? Oh, he's strong. So yeah, I started talking again. I didn't want to speak to my mum. I've seen her a few times, but just didn't want anything to do with her at all, and it's obviously understandable why. So, with the pain and anguish and not wanting to talk to my nan and granddad, they took a dislike to me because of me choosing not to discuss my mum and closing all ties with her. And because I was staying at one of my nan's houses, they thought like it was a preference type thing, which is very fucking annoying, but it wasn't. So anyway, a few years later, me and Natalie got together, been together like 8 years now. I will talk more about that. Jack come along, who is obviously my son. If you don't know who Jack is and you want to see pictures of him and stuff, I do spam my Instagram with it, so you can check it out on there. But when that happens, people use a child like my son. They think because they're grandparents that they should be part of his life, and the fact that I'm not letting, go on, and the fact that I'm not letting them see Jack or don't want anything for them to do with Jack, it's like, why the fuck should you? You did fuck all for me. You fucked off. You wanted nothing to do with me until I've had a child. Now, I don't know if that sounds harsh to you, but that's just my decision. I'd rather not get people who are negatively involved in Jack's life, because Jack's like my mould. He's a little mini me. I want to keep him away from everything fucking negative. Even my language. I swear a lot. I'm swearing a lot now, and that's mainly because it's getting me quite angry talking about it. But I would rather Jack be a more peaceful person, have an awesome upbringing, which is not what which me and my sister had. And bang, terrible shot. Who's that? Diamante. I was told he was good by one of you lot as well, Diamante. So yeah, my dad. There was a case where my dad was he diagnosed with this weird condition. He had an abscess on his abdomen area, and it was leaking fluid, like quite heavy fluid, and he was really knackered. And it turned out that it wasn't fluid; it was actually dead flesh rotting away inside his body. Now, my dad was put in a coma and had a lot of his body cut away, like all the infected areas. Now, I took my decision to go and see my dad, and obviously make attempts to talk to him again, because I never talked to him briefly. He was in Wales. I would speak to him on the phone now and then, but nothing like substantial would come of it. I would rarely go and see them, and it was weird him being with another family, having like a new daughter and stuff. It's annoying for me to see him having an awesome like him having fun with other people's children when he couldn't even have it with me when I was younger. It's like I had no support over the stuff I did, even football and whatnot. Now I'm blabbering on, I know I am, and I do apologise, but it feels like I'm going to have to go and get the tissues after this, that's for sure. But anyway, the game's coming to an end. I'll wrap up a little bit more. So anyway, my dad nearly died, and I started getting involved in his life no more. He's back in Kendal with, what a goal that was. He's back in Kendal with living just outside Kendal in a home by himself. He's schizophrenic. He's completely fucked compared to what he used to be. He's a complete different shell of what he used to be, and it's painful for me to see, because he's your dad at the end of the day. My mum and sister have moved back to just outside Kendal as well. I've still got nothing to do with them because of the way they were with me afterwards, and the way they were like wanting to get back in Jack's life and stuff. It's not something I wanted to get them involved with. So anyway, that's basically my family. Yeah, it's a pretty fucking dire, terrible story, but I'm not complaining. Your life makes you what you are, and it's made me what I am. I can be a bit weird at times. I can be a bit quirky, but I do have loads of hidden stories in me, which no one knows about really. I want to talk to people about it, but it's just one of them things. Family's family. It's like that saying: you can choose who your friends are, but you can't choose who your family is, and that's exactly the saying which I live by. But I've got my own family now. I see it as I've got Natalie and Jack, who I will talk about at some point. This guy's like totally pissed off now. He's been Brad Friedel for Run Out the Crazy Bastard. I've got my own family now with Natalie and Jack. I've also got an absolutely awesome relationship with Natalie's parents. They offer me advice and stuff, especially as regards to my choice for quitting my job and doing YouTube, and they were a massive factor to me quitting it. But if you guys think that I've got a shit family, I can guarantee you, and I know that people will have it well off worse than I have. So this is basically saying, this video is talk about it. It's no one will expect the unexpected. Just find someone to talk to, tell everyone your story, and it'll make you feel better. Because to be honest, you lot knowing how I went through my childhood, it makes me feel a bit better. But as long as you know it shapes you for the future, and hopefully it doesn't fuck you up too much, because it never, like, I was able to come and be who I am now. and it wouldn't have been how it was if I never went through what I went through. But hopefully, next episode will be a bit more enlightening. Now, if you guys want me to talk about something else in next episode, whether it be uplifting, downlifting, discussing bullying, whatnot, hit me up in the comment section below. Now, you guys really enjoyed the last video, and I enjoyed talking about it. It was my career. Now, if you, I could also go more in depth about my career and stuff. That will probably be uplifting. Then let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try and sort that out for you. Also, if you could smash that like rating, that would be fucking... He's on a score, yeah. Oof. If you could hit that like rating and get it up to well over 2,000 likes like the last episode, that'd be fucking awesome. Comment in the section below, and yeah, live your life the way you want it. But until you're 16, unfortunately, you've got people who are your guardians, which is your parents, really, and they sort shit out, whether it be right, whether it be wrong. Some people are privileged, some people are not. But when you turn 18, or well, 17 really, you get your life back on track and you do what you do. This guy is pissing me the fuck off. Why is he just hoofing it? So anyway, the game's over. This has been fun to talk about. Another episode of me, myself, and I. Hopefully you know a bit more about me now, and maybe if you lot let me know in the comment section below, I will know a little bit more about you. Smash the like button, subscribe, comment, and hopefully the next episode we'll have a new team and we'll play another game. And every Wednesday at tea time, this video will be uploaded, whether it be episode 3 next week, or if you miss next week's, you got the weeks after, because this is going to be a long running series, as you guys did enjoy it. So thanks for watching. I've enjoyed it, you've enjoyed it. Good night, bye bye.